Getting back to the problem at hand is that I have to now jackhammer out the floor, this concrete, in this little trough area to get, this is where my drain is going to be eventually, because that'll be center of where the bench is and where that back wall is. So, sorry, not where the X is, but over here. So I have to do a little trough area. The concrete's going to be either I anticipate 4 inches thick. It could be as much as 6 inches thick. So I have a blade to cut through that concrete, and along those lines I will cut a line as deep as I can with this blade, which will give me about 3 inches, and then that one there about 3 inches, and then going across this way. Once I've done that, I'll get my jackhammer out and I can jackhammer out all this concrete down to the dirt. Once I get into the dirt, I can remove all that dirt, get to this drain over here, cut off right before it bends in the 90s over there, which anticipating there is, cut off that 90 and then go forward with putting in another 12-14 inches of 2-inch pipe with another 90 going up. And if that blade doesn't work, then I have the old standby, which are these concrete cutting blades, the cut-off blades. They generally don't do very well. They wear very quickly, especially on a high PSI concrete, which this is, which is why I got this diamond-coated blade, and see how both of those work. And that's kind of the process to get this drain over. It's unfortunate because this is the most difficult part of this shower build is going to be this. The most time consuming, because once I've done that drain, glued everything in, got it to the point where I want it, then all of that dirt has to be backfilled, and then that same concrete has to be poured. And then this is kind of boogered up. It's a little higher ridge over here, so I got to kind of knock down that ridge so I can get everything flat. And that will be my curb eventually going across. So yeah, this is the beginning phase. This is less than an hour later, maybe about 30 minutes, 40 minutes or so. Relatively easy to take out. When I say easy, I said 4 to 6 inches of concrete. We're right at 6 inches, which is okay because it can't go on forever. Know that to be true. It's not going to go like 12 or 14 inches. So yeah, this is a little thicker concrete than what I wanted, but it is a basement and it is part of the foundation of the house, so I almost anticipated. So now that I have, oh, by the way, this Bauer jackhammer I bought a few years back, very, very awesome. I think I spent I want to say 160, and it is well worth it. I've used it on probably a dozen jobs. Instead of renting one at Home Depot, $45 a day or whatever they rent for. So I highly suggest you get one of these if you're going to do this yourself or if you're a contractor. Alright, I'm at a point where I'm ready to cut out the drain. So let me explain a little bit about what's going on here for those of you that want to know, and obviously if you're watching this you want to know. Where's a P-trap? So as a rule, when you're on a slab construction, P-trap is always put in for a shower and or a tub below grade. So whatever that grade happens to be, in this case it's usually, it varies, it's usually about 12 inches or so into the dirt. We're not 12 inches into the dirt yet, and I'm not going to dig a whole nother half a foot down into the dirt in order to get to the P-trap. There's no point. So I'm just going to go forward with cutting this off. I have my rise that I need. That 1/4 inch per foot we talked about on shower pans and stuff like that has more to do with drain lines than it does anything. It's a plumbing thing for water to flow with gravity. That's important. Alright, I'm at the last stage. I finally got the plumbing with my 90 sweeps going on. I have my level on here. I'm just a hair off. You want to do that front and back. And you can adjust that a little bit. I'll adjust that as I put the concrete in. You want to be as level as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you're off just a little hair like I am right there, without doing any shimming. There are a couple rocks under there that I took out, larger rocks. But in the end, you're trying to get it as level as possible because your drain will eventually follow your shower pan liner, your mortar, and then eventually your tile. So yes, you want it as level as you can get it. Get your little slant going on that direction. And so I'm right on point with my line center with my drain, my line center with my drain here. And this is after the pour. So yeah, looking very, very nice. Like it never even happened. And it's completely center of where I need it to be. So I can move on tomorrow with putting my pan liner. So it's been about 5 hours today. When I first came in, I screeded out some thin set on top of the concrete that I poured yesterday, which looks very, very nice and very dry actually. But I got this smoothed out really nice and even, and all the way up around the drain very nicely. So the symmetry is perfect from front to back, left to right, which is the whole point of going through all that. And we're good to go. And putting the pan liner in is next. Day 3 was actually pouring the pan, and it has, because through the weekend I wasn't here, so it is set up for a solid 2 days. And this is a finished product. That's about approximately where the drain used to be, and then that's where it's at now. Wow, the carpet got right up to the edge of the tile. That's great. So one large tile with this 2 foot by 2 foot tile, and a little shelf back there for the plant because there was some plumbing back there that needed to be hidden. Was it plumbing? I think it was plumbing.
It was some sort of drain or it was a pipe. I don't know where it went or what it did.
Yep. So had to hide that. Little slitter on the end of it, and everything matched up best that I could make it. This is a shower that I built it'll be 4 years ago in a few months, because I look back on the video. This shower had a drain originally that was way over here off to the left, and I had to bust through the concrete and kind of cantilever it over to the center to make it work for a center drain. And niche tight little 45s going on and all this stuff, and of course the slope and all that. So and a little bench back here with a rounded sluter in the corner all the way up on the inside. Yeah. I don't like the sliver cut. I don't know why I did the sliver cut on the bench. That's the only thing I don't like about this, but otherwise, 4 years later, it looks very nice. Also, there was a closet here. Was there a closet here? This is empty space, wasn't it?
Steam shower, remember?
Yeah.
It was empty space. The shower went all the way back.
Yeah, this is empty space, and she wanted some type of closet space, and so we just figured out whatever that was, a foot, 13 inches or whatever, closet space, and we put in shelves. I remember those shelves. I had to put them in. Wow. It seems longer than 4 years ago, though. Yeah, looks nice. It's always nice to see, you know, my work later in the future when I'm kind of, you know, like moved on to dozens of other jobs, and I never saw the glass either. Did Joe get you the glass, or did you find somebody else? Joe Serta?
I think he is the guy who did the glass. I think you gave me the glass guy.
Yeah.
Cut the mirror down for me too.
Oh yeah.
Tom and her cut the mirror upstairs down for me too.
Yeah. It looks nice. Hey, if you enjoyed that video and you learned something, consider being a Patreon member. $5, $10, $15 a month would help me greatly produce more videos. I make nothing from YouTube at all. If you're gonna call me for advice, please donate $50 for 30 minutes. My link to my PayPal and my Patreon account is down below. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you get immediate notifications as soon as I post videos. And thank you very much for your support.